Hello and welcome back to the garden. The radish that we sowed in this bed last time have all started to pop up, so about 5 weeks time and I should be getting a harvest from those. But I'm starting to think now about the growing season ahead, and as always, ways that we could all be saving money in the garden. And one of those is making your own fertilisers. Now I don't know about you, but every year that I grow, the volumes of plants that I grow too. I mean, for example, this year I've got 40 tomato plants which are going to go out. This is probably about 26 in here, so there's more to come. And that means I need more feeds, which means a higher cost if I'm buying that from garden centres. So today I'm going to look at ways that we can make feeds from seaweed and other bits and pieces that you might have around your garden, especially if you're not near the coast yourself. But let's head out towards the Norfolk coast on this glorious day, take in that sea air and see what we can find.
Dessa fantasia foi sentimento e a fotografia, tudo que ficou foi uma poesia e o eterno amor dessa alma vazia.
Here's one resource that is just packed with nutrients for your plants, and that's seaweed. If you live near the coast, it's an excellent resource to go out and get here and there. With this, I'm going to make a liquid feed. And I think now that I'm here, I'm not just going to restrict it to being a seaweed liquid feed. I'm actually going to go over and pick some nettles and see if we can get some weeds, anything else we can just chuck in here to really pack it out and make a concentrated mix. You can see here that I've been deliberately leaving these weeds to grow. Just for clarification, I haven't just left them there because it's the edge of the garden that I never go to. And I think that if I add these to the seaweed that I've picked, it's going to make for a really nutrient-dense fertiliser. So let's pick as many as we can, cram them in here, and I'll show you the next stage. I think that selection of seaweed, nettles, and also just a few other weeds thrown in is looking really promising. And all that's left for me to do now is to fill up this with some rainwater from the water butt, top that pot up, and then put a cover over it and leave it to one side for 3 weeks. Then it's going to ferment, all the extraction is going to happen, and I'm going to have something that I can then dilute and pour over my plants. Well, that fertiliser mix is now covered and put under the workbench in the greenhouse. So my thoughts are that as it warms up in here, it'll probably speed up the fermentation. It might mean that it smells a bit in here. We'll see how it goes. If that's the case, I'll move it outside. But whilst I was doing that, I spotted something that's quite exciting. One of my courgette plants has decided to join the party. So this to me is one of those marker points, I suppose, in the year once your courgettes and pumpkins and things like that start to poke through. First it's tomatoes, then it's these ones, which I like to do just a little bit later on. So you've seen that now. I've got one other thing that I want to show you, which is a pet project that I've been working on for a couple of years. It really shouldn't have taken that long. But yeah, come with me over there. This is an area that you don't usually see in the garden, but I don't feel quite so bad about it now, so you can come and take a look. Well, this is what I've been working on. It's a flower bed that I've been emptying, getting rid of all the weeds. It goes all the way that way, and it goes all the way that way down there as well. And I've been trying to establish a nice straight edge, as you can see, and just because it makes it a little bit easier to manage, and also pulled out all of the weeds and self-seeding fruit trees, different things like that that are just taken over a bit. So it's a blank canvas, and the plan is to have not millions of different flowers in here, but maybe 6 or 7 different types in clumps that kind of repeat themselves as you go along, so that it seems a little bit considered. Not saying it's going to be incredibly formal or anything like that though, but it's a project, something I can look after, weed at least once a week and maintain. Well, I hope you like seeing that, and if you've enjoyed the video as well, seeing how to perhaps make some fertiliser for your gardens to save you some money. Some of those fertilisers can get pretty expensive in the shops. Then please do subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'm sure I'll see you next time.